My favorite memory would have to be my first day in Economics 101, Mr. Maloney's class. 2 rows in front of me, I happened to find my future wife. Never heard another lecture the rest of the year. Basically, I'm a Navy brat. My father was in the Navy. We moved around a lot. We settled in Georgia, and I grew up in Georgia, played ball in Georgia, and essentially that's where I was spotted by Coach Wynn. He came up to see a tournament, see some other players, and gave me an opportunity to also leave Georgia and come down here. And just a redneck kid from Georgia who wanted to play baseball, and Florida was a much better place to play than Georgia at that particular time. I went to Florida State and was there for a year and was fortunate enough to be seen in different summer leagues and stuff, and got an opportunity after my junior year to sign and to begin my career with professional baseball. 4th round of what back then was called special phase. Players that had been previously drafted either out of high school or out of junior colleges that did not sign were actually put in what they called a special phase, because there were two drafts: undrafted players and then drafted players previously, and that kind of thing. So they did. In 1968, I was drafted by the Senators at that time. In '72, they were sold from Bob Short. They were sold to the Texas conglomerate and moved to Arlington, Texas, and played there. I came here as a player, and I enjoyed those 2 years. It was very beneficial for my career and stuff, and having met my future wife and doing all of those things. That was the only thing that my wife basically had said when we did get married after we left here and stuff was, we're not coming back to Bradenton. She didn't want to come home from that standpoint. We needed to make our own situation. But we came back to Bradenton, and eventually I finished my master's degree, went back into teaching, started in the coaching realm again, coached at different places after playing professionally and stuff. And then I got an opportunity to come back to Manatee Community College, coach with Tim Hill, and that lasted until 98. And then the opportunity for, when you're an assistant coach, you always look back and you say, could I have done something differently, or could I have built it, and could I have run it well enough to win championships myself and stuff. I got an opportunity to go out to Lakewood Ranch, build a program out there. We were very fortunate to get to state championships and move on from there. And then got an opportunity to come back here as an assistant coach under Tim Jr. and looking forward to it.
Good evening. My name is Curtis Stelzer. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, Athletic Director Matt Ennis, SCF Athletics, and everyone at the college, it is my honor to welcome you to the 2013 Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This is a special event with 4 individuals who are truly worthy. They had outstanding careers at the college and represent the excellence that Manatee Athletics is. To be honored by your school, especially a school with such a rich tradition, is something special. Congratulations to all the inductees. Time. His first name's Coach. It's not David, so just bear with me. David Moates, will you please come to the stage? David Moates played for Hall of Fame coach Robert C. Wynn from 1967-68. Coach Wynn told David that if he makes the team, he would give him a scholarship, and he came as a walk-on. I would say it was a pretty good move by Coach Wynn to give you a scholarship. The outfielder held the single-season stolen base record for 25 years. In 1968, David was the only starting sophomore when the Manatees won the state tournament. That victory gave him the opportunity to play in the JUCO World Series, and he earned honors on the all-tournament team. He also earned all-state honors as NJCAA All-American honors in 1968. He went on to play at Florida State University and was later drafted by the Washington Senators in the 4th round of the Major League Baseball draft. David played a total of 11 years professionally. He joined the coaching staff as an assistant in the 1993-94 season and has rejoined the staff for this current year. As a high school baseball coach at Lakewood Ranch High School, Moates coached the team to a state championship. Last but not least, this comes from SCF Hall of Famer inductee Robin Flake. You did not mess with David Moates. He was driven. If you needed to know how to act, what to do, and how to play, all you needed to do was watch David Moates and what he was doing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium the newest member of the SCF Hall of Fame, Coach Moates.
Like the folks before me and the folks that I was able to listen to last year, I'm very honored for this selection and for this opportunity. I would like to thank the trustees, the faculty, the staff, the committee, but most of all, I'd like to thank my entire family. Would you stand up? I think there's more. I win, Meredith. I didn't know we were supposed to be on both sides. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate that the opportunity and everything else. As Curtis said, I came down here as a redneck kid from Georgia who wanted an opportunity. The only scholarship offer I had coming out of high school and stuff was to play college basketball at Middle Georgia Community College. 5'9" white kid, no. Not going to happen, and even at that, they told me I would have to sit on the bench just to keep the scholarship and to go there. But I got an opportunity to come down here, and it worked out, and it worked out very well. But I think the thing that is key to me is that we have to look around and say a community, and we talk about a community, and it takes a community to raise and to do things and to change the lives of students and stuff. But when I first got here, people like Mrs. Reeder, and a lot of you folks won't know who Mrs. Reeder is. Mike probably does. I know Dr. Korchek does. But Mrs. Reeder made it available, made it so that I would have breakfast sometimes. Because as a freshman, and you guys can attest to this, sometimes you don't always have the money to purchase the food and stuff. And Mrs. Reeder always made sure that we had something to eat and something to take care of. Helen Rell, back then, it was no such thing as a dormitory. There's still no dormitories. George tried to do that for several years and stuff, and it just fell through. But we did not have those kinds of things. But Helen Rell let 4 of us sleep in the back of her house and took care of us, and she did some wonderful things and helped us from that standpoint. Bob Wynn took a chance. Things worked out. Tim Hill Sr. took a chance also because it was like 3 days. I can't remember the exact timing, but 3 days before school was going to start, and his assistant coach took a job in Mississippi, and I came here on an interim trial basis, basically as a, you know, if you're still here in 90 days, maybe we'll keep you type of thing. So that worked out very well, and things led on, and we went to World Series that particular year and stuff. So I've been very, very fortunate, but without all of those ideas and all of those things, all of this part of a community and being able to be a part of the community, the opportunity given to us by faculty and staff and by the leaders and stuff. Dr. Neal would come to every game to sit on what we called the Neal Hill off to the first base side of the field and stuff and sit under that big tree, and he was there. Dr. Korchek used to come, and not only did he watch and stuff, but he used to come down on the field and teach a little bit and do a few things and instruct. Is that the right word? Instruct. This is the way you better do it, guys. But without that feeling of community and everything else involved, I think we are remiss if we don't use that and say that this institution and what it stands for and what it has stood for since 55? 57. And then what happened after that and the building and stuff. For me, it's an honor also to be a part of the program in the respect that there are only 3 people in 55 years of baseball here. Only 3 people have ever been a part of this program as far as guiding it. Bob Wynn, Tim Hill Sr., and Tim Hill II. For me, I've been a part of all 3 of their joinings as coming here as a player and then as a coach, and I've also been here as a parent. So from that standpoint, all I can say is thank you and stuff. One other tidbit is that I think you're probably going to change this later on, but from what I understand and still talking to the folks out in Colorado, I'm still the only person in the United States that has been there as a player, had a son that was there, and then gone back and coached there. So that's a tradition. You know, a lot of places don't do that. I hope that the trustees and stuff will continue to support the program and the institution the way it has been done for so many years and continue to do that. And then I also get to see, as far as part of the community, the things that faculty do. I'm also fortunate enough to, several months ago, or a couple of months ago, I was inducted into a Hall of Fame of another sort. Mr. Mears and I get to see each other about every other week on Sundays because we donate blood or we donate platelets for cancer patients and do some other things from that standpoint. But that's what this entire community continues to do. And from this institution, giving back into it, and then hopefully other people will continue to follow. What I would like to do is to say thank you very much. I appreciate the honor. It is a tremendous honor. But I want to pass the gavel. Two of you guys stand up. In about 20, 25 years, I want to come back and introduce you. Okay? Thank you. Also, I would like to finish with one other statement, one other thing. It's kind of a Paul Harvey deal. Now that you've heard the story, the only reason that this has all occurred is because my wife has allowed me to do it.
So thanks for embarrassing me for not having notes, Mr. Moates. So I had to do a quick interview with each of the Hall of Famers before this started, and I'm like, Coach Moates, tell me what was your favorite thing about SCF and your best memory. And he said, first day of class, I think it was accounting class. Is that what you told me? Economics. And he said, 2 seats in front of him, he met his wife. So, sure.